Okay, and just to recap here, when we're talking about Lindsay McMichael, she had allegedly posted a photo or series of photos of Ahmaud Arbery's corpse to social media. That drew backlash, and as you can hear, this idea of trying to delete the photo. Now, she had said at the time that she was a fan of true crime, but just we take a step back here because uh, Mike, you had mentioned something to me in the break about having Gregory McMichael's wife provide this testimony seemed a bit surprising to you. And now she's under cross examination being asked these difficult questions. So, what's your perspective on this? I'd like you to share it with the viewers.
I don't think this is the right witness to call for a number of reasons. Number one is I can't believe the judge allowed her to testify to certain things because I don't really think she had the foundation to give answers. Number one is his employment history with the prosecutor's office. She may be married to him, but she doesn't know what complaints were brought against him, what weren't. And I'm sure that if there were, that at some point in time, maybe not today, the prosecution will bring it up. The other thing is I see this testimony as waiving the marital privilege. Now, marital privilege in every state is very fact sensitive and things of that nature. However, she is now testifying about all the good things her husband supposedly told her that he did, and all the things to show that nothing he did was racially motivated. I would think that the judge now has to allow the prosecution to cross-examine about things he said about this crime. What did he say to you? Those come in as admissions against his interest because she has waived the marital privilege, in my opinion, based on what I know of the law, that she takes a stand and she's open to that. I think this was an extremely dangerous move by the defense, and you really didn't pick up much. She's not the one to testify about his physical medical condition. The defense should have brought a doctor in to show what needs to be done. She may testify as to what she does every day, but they needed that professional opinion.
Hey, look, it has almost a connection to the case that we're waiting for out of Ohio, the Stefanko case, in that one you have the defendant's former husband who pled guilty, looking like he's going to testify against his former wife, and that raises questions of the spousal privilege, and we'll get into that later once it goes live. But continuing with Allison McMichael, Greg McMichael's wife, asked further on redirect about the social media post by Lindsay McMichael.
Ms. McMichael, how did you feel when you discovered that your daughter had posted a picture of the scene on her Facebook page?
Horrified.
Why?
Disgusted. It was a bad judgment call, and she has been tormented and harassed ever since.
How did your husband, Greg McMichael, feel about what she did?
Objective speculation.
Had you and Greg discussed how he felt about what his daughter did?
Yes.
And what did he convey to you?
He was furious.
You were asked whether your husband was about to be fired from the district attorney's office. Will you let us know why that is not the case?
Because we had planned retirement a year in advance. He had a retirement date already set. My husband did not have arrest powers that last few months. So what he did was he worked in the office between the police department and in Camden and the DA's office until he retired. He never arrested anyone anyway in his duties.
Do you know whether a DA investigator even has to be a post-certified officer?
I don't think so.
All right. And so do you understand that this was an agreement that he and his boss reached for him to finish out the year that he wanted before he retired?
Absolutely.
Had you ever heard from his boss or from him or from anyone before Mr. Evans the phrase, instead of being fired?
I never heard that before. He planned his retirement.
The neurologist, tell us about the stroke. As his wife and being intimately familiar with it, and as a nurse, what did that stroke do to him?
He's got a little bit of memory loss.
What part of his body did it initially hit?
it hit his, there was really initially no signs, but then he woke up and he could not see out of his, I think it was his right eye, part of it, part he could see.
And is that what the neurologist told you, where it was impacted?
He had a stroke in the eye itself.
Marie, let's just focus on the daughter for a moment there. This post to social media of Ahmaud Arbery's body, saying she's a fan of true crime. The family was disgusted at this. That seems to be a crucial role in understanding more of what happened here. And I'm curious what you think about that and how it might affect the case moving forward.
I mean, it couldn't be a worse scenario for him that his daughter would post such a scene. It just shows, again, the lack of humanity, treating this person as less than a human being, to post their body on the internet. And this is the way the daughter is being raised. It's not helpful to him whatsoever. I agree that she getting up and testifying that she's waived, they have waived her spousal privilege, but in their mind, he hasn't done anything wrong. In their mind, she is humanizing him. And this is the defense that they're taking. And again, it comes down to the jury. I'm not familiar with that area and what kind of jury pool that they're pulling from. But you know what? It might just work.
Well, again, I do want to get more into the jury and how are you even going to select a jury in a case this high profile, but we do have to take a break. Let's